Hello DTC MTV viewers. Are you looking for an informed decision? Are you interested in a comparison? Well, you've come to the right place because we've had feedback from people writing into us asking for our views on a certain routine. For example, today's card through window plot. Now, there's been loads of DVDs come out with all different varieties, all different ideas, and however sort of extreme or how far you take it depends upon the ones you've seen. We've narrowed it down to 3 to have a look at today. I'm going to go through each one. I'm not going to spend much more than a minute and a half, so it's snappy and to the point and gives you an idea if you're looking for a card to window plot to do. This might help you. So the 3 that we've whittled down to are, let me just bend down here, my friends. We are looking at the newest one, Signed Card Through Window by Vallarino. Good old Dave Forrest, CTW, Big Blind Media production. And then the legend that is David Stone and his Window. So let me start with Dave Forrest. It is a really good plot. Dave Forrest is such a good thinker. He comes up with some great ideas. You must sit there thinking, how can I work this card through window plot? And what I like about this is, for me, this is more of a really well constructed routine. I like the fact that he starts off with a bit of a torn and restore, which gets you into the routine. I mean, I'm not always a massive fan of sometimes where you make the card disappear and there it appears on the window. If it's not signed, people aren't stupid. They know a bit about science. They're thinking, But with the torn and restore bit, works quite nicely. It then moves on, and the way David gets around it with his idea of card through window is a very organic approach. I like that because as a magician you got your hands free and then you can go in and this brilliant moment where the card just penetrates through, and then you're left clean. You can give them the card and the torn and restore bit matches that card as well. So it's a nice complete routine. There are live performances on there, three or four of them. And it's basically, there's arts and crafts involved. You get Owen Packard and Dave Forrest going through it together in the early days of the relationship. It's very dark. Turn the lights on, I say. A bit dark in there. That doesn't matter. I'm not great at arts and crafts, and it will take you a bit of time to construct this, but it will be worth it when you've done it. I funny, I had a dream the other night that Darren Brown did this. I'm sure he didn't. Yeah, and it went wrong. But anyway, don't know that. That didn't happen. That was just a dream after I'd watched it. So, really visual, really nice visual moment, and as I said, you're left clean. You give them the card, it matches with the torn and restore bit. Genius. So nicely put together. One other thing I want to say about this is there's a really good idea at the end where he's got like a picture frame type thing, which is stuck up with all the stuff up in place. Now, if you were at a party or a restaurant or something, say, look, we're going to come back to this. This is something we're going to use. You have to pick the right sort of window in that environment, wherever you are. But you stick it up, say, don't look at that, that's a prediction. And then you can go into it from there, and it's already raring to go. And it's a really nice sort of clean finish. Check that one out near the end of the DVD. So, kudos to young Forrest. And let's move on to the other ones. So we'll do a summing up at the end. So I want to go on to David Stone's Window. Now, obviously, I'm a big fan of David Stone. Watched his Inner Secrets the other day, which is just brilliant. Any magician who gets naked and dyes his hair is good with me. I mean, so what do I think of this? Do you know, there was a bit of criticism when this came out. People said, oh, you can't stand behind the... Well, no, of course you can't. You can't with most of these things. So there's no miracle cure out there. And there was another thing, oh, you can't give the card out there. Yes, you can. He shows you a way on there that you can do it. So I don't know where that came from. Visual-wise, this looks great. It's kind of like there's a bit of a two-card transpo thing going on as well. So that would probably involve more spectators, which is quite nice, not just one spectator. And the visual moment is really cool. It does look good. Again, you need to pick your window carefully. You wouldn't easily hanging out of a window. You kind of want to stand almost where you're next to one, or because if you're going to retrieve it and then give them the card, the windows are important, which one you choose. So more sort of heavily gimmicked in a way than the sort of more organic approach that Dave Forrest has used. But all in all, one thing, it's very short. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've moaned about DVDs being too long in the past, but it's just one of those where it's all music. Now, David Stones can speak English, there are many lectures. A little bit of language would be really nice, even if it was dubbed. Don't mind that. So, and it's kind of gone, and then the live performance again is just a bit amusing. You see these faces of blokes, and yeah, I think it loses a bit of impact there. It's like they didn't want to spend any money on anyone speaking on it. Anyway, so that's my thoughts on that. Very visual. It will work, and you can make it work for you. Going on to then the latest signed card through Vallarino. It's incredible. No, signed card through window by JP Vallarino. Him of the town, he cool, like, you know. It's actually, we've got talking, hurrah, dubbed, but it's fine. And then you've got Eric, the cool looking Eric, very smart, look, you know, looks good, great teeth, and he performs it live in front of a beautiful woman. And so again, it's very visual, kind of like the same sort of visual style as the David Stones window. Again, goes through it very clearly, and I would say this is the most heavily gimmicked. There's a lot of things going on there, but you know, it tells you how to do it. It's to the point. It's, you know, there's no messing around, which I quite like in the DVD. Again, though, you've got to sort of have your window, the right sort of window. I'd never be able to go into a venue and do this straight off, because I'd need to have a check out I've got the right window. You need to almost stand next to the window. You know, you don't want to be hanging out of a window on the first floor or anything. You need the right sort of window that you can kind of stand next to. So that is an issue, but only until you find the right window. If you've got your residency somewhere and you've got the perfect window, then yeah, I can't see any problem with it. And you know, he shows you how to aim clean and everything else. So, and the nice thing is they can go around and get the card, where the David Stone one, there is a way of bringing it out and giving them that card. But here they can actually go round and get it, which is a nice, yeah, that's pretty cool. So all in all, there's my sum up of the 3 DVDs. For me though, the one that gets my vote, even though there are positives in all of them, just because of the plot and how nice it's all put together as a complete routine, I'm going to give it to good old Dave Forrest's CTW, the oldest one out there. There you go. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Probably not. Get back to us, let us know what your thoughts are. We'd be fascinated to know if you use these regularly and if you've got any thoughts on them. But that is my 2 cents. I shall say, looking through to you, through and back again. Goodbye.